Hello, glue messenger Erpaderp. I do bring a message from the glue. It is praise the glue god. Hallelujah! Our bonds will be strong if we believe in the glue god. Or something. I don't know how to be religious. How you doing, Trekan? Today I had trouble. I don't know if the overhead looks okay because I had trouble with it. Trying to get it to not have a weird browny hue to it. I think it looks okay. Today, probably gonna finish the whole related doodadery, I think. And either start on the upper hull or the tracks. Probably the upper hull, if we're being realistic. I am tired and not feeling super healthy. Don't know if tracks are gonna do my health any good. Might kill me. And I guess that answers Trekan's question. Overhead looks good? Good. It's a bit... doesn't quite look correct, but it's better than it was. And so I answered the question by saying I was tired and not feeling super healthy. It's annoying because I have to go and get a medical certificate for completely unrelated things to drive my car, or to renew my license, rather. I need a sprue. Instead of whining about shit, time to start gluing stuff together. Not correct. You have 6 fingers on one hand. I know somebody who has 6 fingers on one hand. Should probably look at the letters and numbers to determine which sprue I want. I do actually want the M sprue for the next step. Either of these. Do want this one. And F2. The F stands for farts. What a pain in the dick. I also forgot that they had they had a correction for the tracks in the instructions. Good thing I remembered. What an absolute pain in the dog. That's F2. Hi, Bergs, Panthers. How you doing, Matthew Cast? I hope you're well. Now that I've got those sprues, let's get the bits I need. That looks like a 7. And that looks like an 8. Huge pieces. I'm doing okay. At least I'm not as sneezy as I was the last couple of days. Q2. I'm looking for exhausts. Bit hard to see where the part ends there. Wait. Oh, I nearly clipped that off. That is part of the part. Not garbage. I'd have been real angry if I did that. I have a plectrum. It's heavy. Heavy as fuck. Don't want to lose that. It's the last one of that sort that I have. Okay, where's my knife? Hello? Is the lower class guys looking at adult men working on small parts? That doesn't make any sense. I'm upper class. Exhausts make tanks but nice. Hell yeah. I have fetched a knife. All these tiny passes like that advert for super funds from Little Things, Big Things Grow. I remember ads like that. Ah. Don't drop it, Herbert. You blithering fool. Also, that bit in the middle seems like it should probably be not there. Remove that. And do it in such a way that I don't have to clean up too much. So much the better. Fuck that nubbin right off. Straight to nubbin hell. Which is a very real place. Probably should get rid of the mold line down the exhaust pipes. Just might make them look a little bit better. This is difficult to hold without putting undue stress on the thin bit in the middle. You know how I feel about undue stress. This work looks exhausted. It is exhausting. I'm barely able to stay awake. Maybe I have carbon monoxide poisoning from all the exhaust. Takes a little bit more work than I really want to put in to make this look neat. If I had my way, I'd just clip it off the sprue and it would be perfect. I dare say that'll do it, probably. Maybe. Intrusive thought, break it in half. No. Break yourself in half if you've got those intrusive thoughts. Or, alternately, pay for the kit and my time, and I will snap it right in half. I want it to be perfect, Herbert. Yep, that's definitely me. Undue stress. The fuel modelers thrive on. I don't know about that one. Maybe self-inflicted stress. Probably good enough. I mean, that's perfect. I only strive for perfection. looks like all the bits we need. We will have no problems at all just plopping them into place. And if we do, bam, straight to the 5th moon of Omicron Persei 8. It doesn't seem to want to sit perfectly flat. Geez, Herb, stab yourself in the fingers. Not that I'm concerned about you. I just want to laugh. I mean, I stab myself in the fingers many times a day. You can sort of see there. And there. Right. Yeah, I'll just glue it upside down. That'd be more like a T-34. Let's not do that. When all else fails when cleaning parts while building kits. That's exactly right. Thank you for the follow, oh Christopher. I get it, Christopher. I'm quick on the uptake. Hide indiscretions in mud and weathering. Exactly. That's what they all say. I'm gonna glue that right on there. Glue is over there. Problem I'm encountering, well, not really a big problem, but building models for my model railway, like structures, you don't really get the choice to hide things in mud. Only the sort of dirt that can get on a wall. I think that's in focus. It kind of has a big face. It kind of does. Doesn't really seem to want to sit perfectly. So, the glue god will assist us, as will the pressure demon. Just kind of assuming that bit that sticks out the side should be flush against the hull too. More glue. More glue. This little... Maybe we can get that on while holding while applying pressure. Did I neaten that up? I didn't clean it up properly, I don't think. Ass shits. It's got a nubbin on top of it. Appease the glue god. I always do. Or try to. Good thing the glue god is something that I've made up, so I can always appease the glue god. That's not even nearly in place, Herbert, you dolt. Oh. Why? Yes. Doesn't really seem to want to sit in its spot very well. I think that's right. There was another little nubbin. Friendly nubbin. I think it's meant to sit on that doodad. If it has a particular way up, I can't tell. That was significantly less difficult than I thought it would be. It's not quite straight. Ja. Das ist gut. How would the glue god look like? Or is the old spelling glue gaud? The glue god is mysterious. I have no idea what the glue god looks like. If anybody is artistically inclined and wants to make a glue god image that I could turn into a emote, I would. I've already got just a glue emote though. Excuse me. Hey, glue. I'm just gonna keep dying. M36, this is what we want. It goes on the inside of the rear hull plate, so it might not be the most important bit, but it is a bit, and it goes on, so we should put it on. Glue to you and your house. Maybe we need a Galron emote for those sexy Galron eyes. Good evening, Big Adam. How you doing? Why is it not slotting into the slots? Oh, there's lots of slots in Vegas. You must have a huge stash. It's true, I do. That's what she said. I do have too many models in my stash. But it's a good thing. It means I get decision paralysis when I try to decide what to build next. Maybe that's not a good thing. I might be trying to put this on wrong. The shape of it doesn't exactly help. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's gonna probably be a bit easier with glue. I did something to my chat. Let's just assume that YouTube is still connected. You seem to build multiple models in the same week. I usually do morning and evening streams with different kits. I've been building this one for probably more than 12 weeks now. This is the 12th stream I've been working on this kit, though. And on Tuesday mornings, I've been building something smaller so that I don't run out of things to make videos about. Worst thing about having a huge stash is that even though you have options at home in what to build, you always seem to buy a new edition anyway. Yeah. We don't talk about that. There's nothing wrong with buying new kits if you want one. So it is good to be what's the word? Financially responsible? That's a thing, right? I think we're all guilty of buying things we don't need. But as long as you're not, like, spending your rent money or your food money or whatever, probably not the worst thing in the world. That's not even in the slot. It's several liters of piss. I just can't get it to work. And the glue has evaporated. Piss. Doesn't go all the way down. Hopefully, that doesn't mean it won't. It doesn't mean it will impede the fit. Ah, you fucking dog. Piss. Ass shits. That's good enough. That's not going to be visible, so I don't know why I'm so concerned about it. Whoops. The need is that warm, fuzzy feeling when you buy the kit. It's true, and if you buy it like online, it's like a nice present that arrives in the mail. 233 kits. That is excessive is possibly the word, but impressive is also a good word for it. I think I've got about 100 kits. Some of them I'll probably never build, but you've got to have them. There are insulation. Yeah. That backside looks like a slightly happy pig. It is a happy pig. Look at it. Oink. That's the butt plate done. What now? It says to put it on the hull, but I don't really think... I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to actually attach the rear plate. Because, like... Well, the engine isn't in there, but I tipped this up without... There's all sorts of crap in there that you could look at. I do actually want to tip those out. So there's a couple of internal hull bits that I want to add. Who did that? Old perfectionist Herbert, not that probably good enough guy. Yeah, who would have that attitude? We're all serious business, no fun allowed here. Okay, we need the G2 sprue. Clippers under the instructions. If there isn't a sauerkraut cooker, it isn't worth a look. I mean, you can't have a sauerkraut cooker everywhere. Maybe they've got all the sauerkraut tanks in there, full of sauerkraut, and the cooker is elsewhere. That's what we're looking for. Oh boy, howdy, look at this. It's some sort of a pipe, I think. Or a handle. Probably a pipe. It goes between two tanks. H3. Look at that right there. They're the only two bits other than whatever that is on the sprue. Which one is which, and does it matter? I don't know that it does matter. But I'm going to try and keep them separated anyway. One goes on the right. Six things this year. I don't know how many things I've built this year. Not even one Bergepanther. Half a Bergepanther. I need to buy more floating models, I think. I'm going to make the Will It Float model series a thing. Because that's very serious business that needs to be investigated. I did do the, I did test the Italeri Schwimmwagen earlier today. The results may surprise you. Fucking Nobbins infesting my whatever this is. There's a good chance these won't be visible. It's still worth doing. You could build the raft Barnaby and you had in that game. Raft? Should have had a raft in a game called Raft, right? We could. That would be fun. I could probably, if I was more capable of 3D design, make a 3D printed raft. That'd be fun. It would be modular like the game is. I wonder if they'd get angry about me stealing their intellectual property. That game was fun. I wish there was more to it. I feel like the game, like the story ended too soon after getting the really good items. Speaking about Barnaby, how is the good old chap? He's a bad egg. You stay away from him. I think he's got things going on. He's busy. He must be alright. Or you build a truck. One from Farm Sim, you drove into the river. I didn't drive into the river. I had an accident. I'm a brave man for building an interior kit. I don't know. It is a lot of work, even more than I was initially expecting, but I've quite been enjoying it. Even though there's a lot of fiddly stuff, none of it's anger-inducing fiddly, I guess I'd say. Since I don't have like a deadline or whatever, there's no rush. I assume I know what I'm doing here. And nothing could ever go wrong if you just make assumptions. Which kit is this? It's the Takom Bergepanther. I would show you the box. It is very big. This camera back. Glue over there. The trouble is, now that there's so many little bits on it, I'm having trouble exactly figuring where to put my fingers to hold it. That's almost in the hole. That's probably what she said. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that once the whole top is on, those will be invisible. Yeah, accident, sure. Herbert laughing when he drove the truck into the river. I would never. It's serious business driving trucks into rivers. They probably send, like, police or something for that. I would never be so disrespectful. No way am I going to waste old Plod's time like that. Excellent. Almost forgot about the other bit. That one might be a tweezer job. I have no idea why the instructions didn't say to put it in with the other bits joining these tanks together. Maybe they were like, oh, this is so good, we'll save it for later. Or actually, maybe it's because these go in, and that would have been in the way. Very good. That looks like all of the, lower hull, I guess. Yeah, you'd say that's the lower hull, other than the tracks. So now we can start on the upper hull. I'm thinking what I'll do, because it's going to be such a long video, I'm going to split it into this section and the upper hull, at least as separate videos. Because otherwise it'll be like 600 hours long. And so this music is too much. Pew pew, wob wob. Looks like the next step wants me to do some photo etch. I might have to skip that because the super glue, last time I tried to use it, was almost bonded shut and was almost empty. And I can't see it on my desk. I might have tossed it out. I might make a note to buy more when I go to the shop. That would be the smart thing to do. $600 hours, that's too long. 400 hours is okay, but 600 is too much. I agree. I can't even count to 600. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see how long I've actually spent on this kit. So far, 1,061 minutes, which is almost 18 hours. Probably 18 hours including today's stream. That's a long time. I'm definitely getting my hobby time out of this kit. I've forgotten how much it cost, but it was a bit. Even though I got it on discount. Alright, we got the whole top. It's been sitting for a while out of the box and is dusty. Brushing the dust off of it better not make me start sneezing again, or I'll be very sad. $6.7 million Australian. If I had that much money, I would probably not buy this kit for that much money. Probably should figure out the bits that need to be removed off of this. There's a few of them. The top here doesn't look that good, like the inside, with these, I don't know what they are, ejector markings or something. But also, that's probably not really going to be the focal point, because when I build the model, it's going to be held above the bottom of the hull, so in here won't be so visible. But when you do a double video, in the next video part, when you start the second part, do a previously. I need a like a Star Trek one, and now the conclusion. I've forgotten her name. Majel Barrett Roddenberry voice. I don't think I'm allowed to do that. I could I could try and do a really cheesy, like, edit previous clips. It's just making extra work for old editing Herbert. And that nubbin went on the floor. That's gonna make extra pain for standing Herbert. Oh, that's not... I can see why they've got all these extra bits to hold that together. That's definitely a garbage bit. Turn it over just to clip that because the bit poking down from the bottom is in the way. How rude. I don't feel comfortable here. It's very, very thin. The nobbins. There's another one going on the floor. Editing Herbert sounds like a little bitch. Editing Herbert is wonderful. He's a delightful, charming fellow. Intensely likable. Current Herbert's a lying bastard. My little shot glass of bits of plastic crap is filling up. Soon I'll be able to have a nice drink. Editing Herbert does no cursing. That's not true at all. One time he said fiddlesticks. What a rude man. Can't tell if that's a hole or a stain. It looks like a little spatter of black paint, but it's a hole. Probably want to... This is slightly less than ideal. Can't clip those back without... That's probably good enough. I'm trying not to let the knife slip and either like cut myself or trim one of these detail-y bits off. That's stupid. It may be we just have to sort of get rid of as much as I can with the clipper. And then just assume it won't be visible. We'll just tell people not to look at it. How do I sand the interior? I won't be sanding the interior. I'm going to clip bits as best I can. I suppose if you wanted to sand the interior, you could either cut a one of the foam sandy things, probably a thinner one than this, to make it fit in there. Or you could get in there with this like that. I don't see a need to do any sanding in there though. Is it okay you share some of your builds? They're all Gunpla stuff. I mean, not by dumping links in chat, but if you go on Discord, you can share. Always happy to see models on Discord. I'm assuming these nubbins here will cause trouble if we let them stay. I am worried that removing them on this central bit is gonna cause some damage, because I've no way to hold it. Excuse me. Maybe they should have made the engine deck a separate part. So far, so good. Ah! You scared me with your boner sound. Thank you for the follow. Better loser forever. Welcome. Good burp it up. Did I burp? Did you burp? Other than that bit, I think I've gotten rid of the interior nubbins. And that's going to have to stay in its floppy, weak form until I put the bits with the photo etch in there. Unless... could skip ahead and put some of the plates on. Don't know if it's necessary, really. I'll remember to come back for the photo etch for sure. Okay. We need the G2 sprue. And the F2 and J2. What's it? 2 sprues. Ah! Just break it off. Problem for future Herbs. Yeah, fuck that guy. Let's make as many problems for him as we can. We don't need R2. We will need the U-sprue, finally, at some point. J3? No, not that. We don't need that. Not R2, but D2. I don't think there is a D2, unfortunately. They really hecked up by not having a D2. Am I blind? You know, I think there might be some malarkey going on here. Because this part, number 16 on the U-sprue, looks a hell of a lot like the picture of G216. Find 23. No, that looks different. Maybe I'm wrong in assuming they've hacked up. Maybe I'm hacking up. It will be the first time. This is the problem with having so many sprues. We're going to need that. A3 for the headlamp. E2 we don't need. Don't need N. A or R2. Old Herbert's getting confused and angry. I found J2. We need one part from J2. That is a J. That. I need that. Guess what joke comes up when Herbert is looking for C3? EO? Oh, here's G2. About fucking time we find that. Still haven't found F2 though. Maybe we don't need F2. There's only one thing on F2. It's the wire cutters. Oh, I found F2 right there. It's attached to J2. Isn't that convenient? So many bits. Ah, good old disorganized Herbert. Now let's finally get those bits that we need. Very sensible music for cutting bits off the sprues. I don't expect there's another one of these that goes on the other side of the hole. I wonder how angry they'd get if I skipped ahead and did them both at the same time. Ooh, what a wild rebel. Actually, no, there's multiple on the one side. Turns out I'm not such a wild rebel, I guess. Why does it only show one here? Also, there is one on the other side. Also, they're different ones. I'll just leave it and put it on at the appropriate time so the instructions police don't come and beat the piss out of me. And we need all the brackety bits to hold them on. Ostensibly found somewhere on this sprue. And hopefully I don't accidentally cut them in the wrong spot. I would never do that. I always cut out the parts correctly. $23. We'll find you eventually. I think that's it. That looks like 23. I can read numbers, believe it or not. I can't tell if that part is bent or if it's meant to be shaped that way. One more bit. Number 32. You can't hide forever. This one right here. There we go. What an ordeal. Getting 6 bits of plastic. Oh my. Make sure not to remove anything that isn't a nubbin, because boy would I feel silly making my first ever mistake. That hasn't got any extra nubbins. Good. Good. What is the mistake count? I don't know. The only way to find out is to press the button. I only want to do that when there's a mistake. I don't want an artificially inflated mistake count. I think it's less than 100. Though that only does go back... Well, it goes back a fair while now. Not from the very beginning, though. The very first mistake was Herbert's creation. Man, this part is too thin for this. Good thing it looks fine without any extra cleanup. Could probably... There is a slight line along the bottom. We won't worry about that. It's just tools. Maybe we cover them in mud. Say the careless Hans didn't bother cleaning them when he put them back. What a dickhead. Gotta find all of the nubbins. I think I did a pretty good job cleaning, clipping this off the sprue. That's gotta be why I can't find nubbins, right? 0, no mistakes here. Oh yeah, that must be it. do think that might be a little bent. Oh, we'll find out when we put it on the hull. I don't know how much this needs cleaning up because I'm pretty sure this is the rack. Nice rack for spare track links. Looks a bit rough. Should probably do some tidying. Rip. Heck. If I can hold on to it, that'd be a really good first step. What I need is a rebigulator to make this bigger, and then a debigulator to make it smaller again. Hi. Hiss. Good old early 2000s-ish music with the China breakdown sound. Oh, instructions. Is there a specific order these parts must be attached in? Doesn't look like it. I think the sensible thing to do is to put all the racky bits on first, because the tools go on top of the forward ones at least. And this should be easy. Mr. Takom will tell you the order, but he's not here, and he hasn't written it in his book. His book, How to Build a Bergepanther by Mr. Takom. I'm assuming that's the next one that goes on. Ah, don't drop it, you stupid fuck! Ah! I'm going to consult a picture. Because that looks like it's meant to be raised up, but maybe it's not. Oh, this is a really good set of pictures for the internal bits, but there isn't an equivalent one for the outside. I'm just gonna assume the part is not deformed. That may be a mistake. First mistake ever, but I don't think it is a mistake. Hell yeah. And this last one goes on here where the other little divots are. Not entirely sure if there's a correct way up for it. It almost looks symmetrical. Locate the knobs. That couldn't possibly be backwards. It does look very much symmetrical. Now I'm all second guessing myself. That's the worst kind of guessing. That's pretty decent. Don't forget the tools. Whatever this thing is called. Got a correct way around that you go? Part? Australian man talks to plastic. He's not sane. Put the part on, then glue. I don't really think it matters which way around we get this. Looks the same either way. We got our big scissors. And they go on here somehow. Probably guided by those guide knobs. Amazing how that works. Very good. Very tool. Very rack. Now what? Instructions? It does say headlamp, and that might be... Well, we have to put it on, but that might be worth doing next. Got the sprues out for it and all. More tools and more platey bits come next. Nice rack, as they say. They do say that all the time. Or rather, I say that all the time. Anytime the word rack is mentioned, because I'm original and not repetitive. These are the sprues I need. I've got them. It's not a headlamp, it's a shine werfer. It werfs shine. I'm translating it for the dumbs who don't know the correct technical terms. I'm looking at the right sprue, aren't I? Maybe I'm the dumb. No, it's right there. Right there. The last place you look for it. Shine werfer. My drink is empty. Whatever am I going to do? Looks good. I think it's time to glue the shine werfer together. Isn't that exciting? I think you'll find it illuminating. Don't put too much glue on there, you'll get it on your fingers. There's a bit of a gap at the top there. More glue and pressure will tell it who's boss. Me. I'm boss. Oh no, not finger glue. It's the worst kind of glue. Other than super glue. that worked real well. Either... No, it's the slotted cover that has a slight tilt to it. Maybe I did it slightly wrong. Maybe I disobeyed the keying. But hot glue, that is the best. No! No! Cement, which isn't glue, is the best glue. My favorite is when people are, actually, it's not really glue, Herbert. It's cement. Maybe you are the boss, but you are not the boss in the hobby. That's Mr. Hobby Boss. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm not the boss in music either. That's, Who's the boss? Is Bruce Springsteen the boss? I'm old and crap and don't remember things. I think that's looking good. We've started something that's making it look a bit Bergepanther-y. You know, that doesn't fit properly. Maybe that's not how that... Yeah, that's meant to go lower. I think this is on backwards. Throw the entire kit away. I may have to try putting glue and prying that up. Not that I'm actually going to be putting that down like that, but still, it's incorrect. He's not the king, nor is he the prince. King Diamond is the king. Be building it like that. It's going to look like that, but that still looks wrong. I was going to say I found a place where there's a problem. These little tabs and that slot. I'll have to do away with them to make it look really realistic. Otherwise, people will get angry. I was going to say, before I started all of that, that's probably enough for me. I am really tired and developing a headache. Hooray! I intend to stream in the morning. Railroader, my schedule says, I think. And I probably will. Unless I feel too crappy in the morning. We'll see. It's a video on YouTube. I don't remember. I've got to... What if I press this button? Nope. It just shows this stream. Oh well. I'll probably be back in the morning. I should do a raid. That's the thing you do on the Twitch. Let's see who's online doing something. I'm going to raid Thorlar. I don't know what it is he's doing. He's playing something called Still Wakes the Deep. Thorlar's cool. I like Thorlar. I'm going to raid Thorlar because... that's new. I clicked the raid button and it's popped up an entire thingy. I prefer it when it just popped up the list of names and I could just click the button and it was easy. Raiding Thorlar. That pops up his thingy in the window. That's convenient. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. I will see you next time. Toodaloo.